I think it's just a question of when the right time is to seriously start thinking about expansion.
What's up, YouTube? Money Marv here, Broke Boys Gaming. Welcome to the channel. Today we got a relocation MyLeague. 36 brand new teams, unheard of. The league will be called the North American Basketball League. You'll see the logo come up here in a few seconds. Don't forget to subscribe and like. I'll have Madden rebuilds, maybe more 2K rebuilds. I also play a good bit of Call of Duty. I actually got this idea from Gold Glover 9. He has the league, the XBA. It's going to be similar to this. Parity is key when it comes to this. We wanted to spread it out with a fantasy draft, make the most competitive league in history. Let's take a look at some of these rosters here and some of these teams. Right here we have the Philadelphia Cannons. You got Stephen Curry, Blake Griffin, Tristan Thompson, TJ Warren, Rashawn Holmes. I think this team could be alright, especially with the Blake Griffin and the Steph Curry, Jamal Crawford, Joe Harris, Terrence Ross, Prince, Kufos, Carter, Caleb Swanigan, the young piece. I think they could be alright. Let's see the next team. Washington Capitals, Westbrook, Mitchell Robinson, Eric Paschall, Bogdanovich, Justice Winslow. So maybe not a nice 1-2 punch like the Cannons. Still very decent. Tyreek Evans coming back from suspension. Seti Osman, Jeremy Lin also coming back. As you know, he's not in the league currently in real life. CJ Miles. It's a decent team. Bam Adebayo, Hassan Whitesides. These guys drafted 3 big men. And them are their top 3 players. I just don't know how that's going to do as far as guard play. I do like Michael Porter Jr. I think he's going to be really good one day. Austin Rivers, Kent Bazemore, Derek Jones Jr., the high flyer. Grayson Allen. I don't really care for Grayson Allen too much. I'm a UNC fan, so you can put that together. It's like the team for the Oakland Renegades. See the Portland Oaks. Got Spicy P, baby. And Jonathan Isaac. I like that. That's a nice 1-2 punch. Luke Kennard, Ricky Rubio, Podol, Kogi, Damian Jones, McConnell. It's not too bad of a team right here. Cam Johnson, Admiral Schofield. Shout out to him. I also do like Tennessee as well in the college ranks. Let's see, Minnesota Pioneers. We have Jason Tatum, Porzingis, and DeAndre Jordan. That's a very interesting 3. I really like the Jason Tatum and Porzingis 1-2 punch. I think we're going to see a lot of that in this league. Is really nice 1 and 2 options. Then maybe the third falls off a little bit. But that's okay. That's what we want as far as the parity in this league. See Trey Burke, Hernan Gomez, Marshawn Brooks. It's a pretty decent team. Zeller. Yeah, it's a pretty decent team. Ooh, we got the king in here. LeBron on the Oklahoma City Barons. We also got Markkanen, Saric, Marquise Chris, another high flyer, Eric Gordon. I actually like this team. This team's not bad. Michael Carter Williams. Yeah, that's not too bad of a team right there. Really wish LeBron maybe had another scorer, a little bit higher class than what he has, alongside with Wendell Carter Jr. Markkanen's not bad. Let's see the San Diego Surf. We got James Harden, Fred VanVleet, Nurkic. That's really not that bad of a big 3 right there. That's really not that bad at all. Kevin Knox as a youth piece. Thibault. That's another good youth piece. Zach Collins, Omri Caspi, Zizic. They're very young on their bench. They do have a couple veterans, but looks like they got a couple young guys that they can develop and use later on, maybe in a couple seasons or so. We'll go to the Arizona Vipers. We have Karl Anthony Towns, Jaren Jackson Jr., Markelle Fultz, Larry Nance Jr., Pat Beverly. I also like that big three. That's a nice young big three. We'll see if Markelle Fultz can develop into the player we all thought he would be when drafted. Nasir Little, another young defensive piece that maybe if he can work on his offensive game, he might really come around and make his mark in the league. I like that team right there. They're nice and young. And let's see, Virginia Storm. We got Devin Booker, Marvin Bagley, Mike Conley. It's like Reggie Jackson. I don't get that. The 2 point guards. When you already have Conley, why would you draft Reggie Jackson? We have Dwight Howard, Zubac, Lyles. I can't say that name. Wandu. Yeah, Luke Cornett. So yeah, the bench is kinda not so great on that Virginia Storm team. Texas Legends, okay, Luka Doncic, the big young gun, Spencer Dinwiddie, Steven Adams, and that's a pretty nice big three as well. I have to admit. Let's see what else we got: PJ Tucker, Dwight Powell, Duncan Robinson, Ish Smith, Jared Dudley, Troy Williams, Archie Anako, Horton Tucker. So also another team with a lot of young and veteran mix in the bench. See, St. Louis Sound. We have Anthony Davis, baby, and Devontae Graham. Devontae Graham, that's from my hometown Hornets. Nobi, Jeremy Lamb, a former Hornet. Moritz Wagner, Udo, Josh Jackson. Maybe he can turn it around in this league, this alternate universe. Matt Thomas, Kai Bowman, Isaiah Whitehead. This team's not that bad. It's really not that bad. Jared Vanderbilt. That's another team. I guess I think that's going to be a trend we see. Younger benches, young role players that can develop. Houston Apollo. We got Capella, C.J. McCollum, Hachimura, Hollis Jefferson, Kevin Looney, Leonardo Barbosa coming back to the league, Darius Garland. This is another young team that I really like. This team. This is another team I can. Kid Gilchrist, another Hornet. Tony Snell. Yeah, this team's not that bad. Got a couple of good young pieces. I really like that McCollum on that. Toronto Wolfpack, we got Embiid and Sabonis. That is going to be a heck of a 1-2 punch in the paint. Covington is another good 3-and-D type player. Sexton's a young 2 guard that can, play both combo guard. Troy Brown. It's like Danny Green, Amari Stoudemire coming back into the league. Dante Exum, Finney Smith. The team's not too bad, with the 1-2 punch in the post. I like this team right here. Paul George, Derrick Rose, Fournier for the Detroit Power. They also have Dragic, Thomas Bryant, Brooke Lopez, Bruce Brown, Wilson Chandler, Jeff Green. That's not too bad. It's not too bad of a squad right there in Detroit. They might could compete for a playoff spot. We'll have to see. Luol Deng as well, down further on the bench. See the Louisiana Purchase Explorers. Kemba Walker, obviously another guy that used to be a Hornet. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, DeMarcus Cousins, Tim Hardaway Jr., Biyombo, Herder, Emmanuel Mudiay, Jerebko, James Johnson, Poirier. That's a decent team, really. I think Kemba is really carrying this one. Not much else to say. Jody Meeks. Shai Gilgeous is another bright spot, obviously. With the Indianapolis Firebirds, we have Vucevic, Eric Bledsoe, Rudy Gay, which is a favorite of mine, Jabari Parker, Elfrid Payton, Alex Len, Shamet, Alonzo Trier, Doug McDermott, Nicholas Batum. So this team has some nice pieces, some nice veteran pieces. Bogut. They also have young pieces as well. That'll be a pretty solid team. So here we got the Spurs reuniting in Colorado Springs Predators jerseys. We got LaMarcus Aldridge, DeRozan, DeJounte Murray, JJ Redick, Kenneth Faried, Satoransky, Tyler Hero, which is another young player that's a favorite of mine. Kyle Guy, that's a pretty good team with some young pieces to develop. Let's see the New Jersey Generals. We have Ben Simmons, DeAndre Ayton, Paul Millsap. The DeAndre Ayton and Ben Simmons, that'll be a good 1-2 punch for years to come because they both have time to develop. Kendrick Nunn, the Curry brother. We also have Dwayne Wade on this team coming out of retirement, and Yao Ming. So, how about that? Raymond Felton is also another very old veteran to join that team. You have Bradley Beal on the Dallas Sheriffs with Malcolm Brogdon. I really like that backcourt. That's going to be one of the better backcourts in this league, I would say. JaVale McGee, Otto Porter, Bobby Portis, Danny Granger also coming out of retirement. We added a few players that were older. They also did that in XBA, like I said, in GG9, his XBA league. They brought some players back that retired. Orlando Outcast, Donovan Mitchell, John Wall, another great backcourt. Kelly Oubre, Avery Bradley, Miles Bridges. This isn't too bad of a team either right here. I actually like this too. I think if you have a really good backcourt and maybe a decent big man, you might can get a lot done in this league. Los Angeles Impalas, we got Rudy Gobert, John Collins, another nice 1-2 punch in the paint. Andre Iguodala, Paul Pierce coming out of retirement, and Rondo. Paul Pierce and Rondo meet again together. They team up, and Paula's jerseys. So let's see how that goes. Tyson Chandler, Teodosic. That's not too bad of a team. That's not too bad at all. Damian Lillard and Zion teaming up together for the Kansas City Knights, as well as Miles Turner and Nerlens Noel. Wonder which one of them will run power forward for this team. Karis LeVert, Cam Reddish, a nice young piece to pick up. So Cam Reddish and Zion back together. We also have Frank Mason and Kostas Antetokounmpo, the brother of Giannis, obviously. And speaking of the devil, there's Giannis, along with Gordon Hayward and Jared Allen and Will. Ooh, that's a nice little squad right there. I think they might have something going on. New York Skyliners, Yogi Ferrell, Joakim Noah, another veteran coming in on the bench. Since we expanded to 36 teams, some of these guys had to come out of retirement because they had a chance to play. They actually have a chance to play in this league. See the California Bears. We have Zach LaVine and De'Aaron Fox. That's got to be one of the best younger backcourts in the league. We have Dirk coming out of retirement. Kuzma. That's a nice team right there, man. Check Diallo, Malik Beasley, Lance Stevenson, Greg Monroe. A lot of good teams in this league, man. I really don't know who to go with. Ooh, Kevin Durant on the Utah Wild. Drew Holiday and Kevin Love. That is that's a decent big three right there. That is a decent big three. We have Collison, Jackson Hayes, the young rookie, Frank Kaminsky, Evan Turner, Hamidou Diallo. I think this is just another young team that just needs to, develop their players. Carolina Stingrays, this would be my hometown team. Jaylen Brown, Montrezl Harrell, Aaron Gordon, Melo, Vin McLemore, Trevor Ariza, Kobe White. I really like that pickup. Gives him time to develop. Bo is another guy you can develop. Roy Hibbert coming out of retirement to join this Carolina Stingrays team. I think they got some interesting young pieces that they can develop and really become a pretty solid team later on into this MyLeague. Miami Sun Kings with Drummond, D'Angelo Russell. Imagine the pick and roll with them two. That's going to be something else. Julius Randle as well. Rodney Hood. That's not too bad either. That's a decent team. Tyler Johnson, Decker, Dragan Bender. That's not too bad. This Sun Kings team. Pretty nice on defense up at the top with Drummond and Randall. Okay, the Atlanta Aliens. We got Jimmy Butler, Luis Williams, Bogdanovich, Cody Zeller, George Hill, Isaiah Thomas the Midget, Dion Waiters. Hope he doesn't get too high on the team plane. Nick Young. We got Nick Young here in Atlanta. Just imagine that in real life. Can imagine he'd be the talk of the town. Memphis Blues, who's where we see Kyrie Irving, Chris Middleton, Enes Kanter, Mirotic, Aaron Baines. That's pretty decent. DeAndre Bembry, which I really like him as well, the young player. Anthony Simons, Nikhil Alexander-Walker. They got a couple of nice young pieces here. Dwayne Bacon, former Hornet as well. For the Pittsburgh Force, we have Klay Thompson and Tobias Harris and Valanciunas. That Klay Thompson and Tobias Harris, that two tandem right there, that could be really powerful offense. We have Lonzo, Dennis Smith Jr., Justin Jackson, another team with some really decent young talent that can be developed. Baisley, Selden Jr., Langford. Didn't even see him the first time down. Los Angeles Flames, we have Oladipo, Brandon Ingram, Jeff Teague. We have Bertans, Derek Favors, Taj Gibson. So another good mix of veteran and youth in the Flames. Pau Gasol, Stauskas, Brandon Knight. That's pretty nice. Have Brandon Knight as one of your worst players. It's pretty decent. We have the Claw for the Boston Pride, Buddy Hield, Gary Harris. I mean, in 2K, if you know anything about 2K20, if you have Kawhi Leonard or Giannis, your team stands a pretty good chance. We have Tony Parker coming out of retirement for this Boston Pride team. Pachulia, Carson Edwards, another young guy that I really enjoy watching play. Cleveland Comets is next up, where we have Jokic and Jamal Murray, which they team up somehow in this league. Marcus Smart, that's really nice. I think that's something that the Nuggets team needs in real life, is a nice defensive presence on there, and that's exactly what he brings. Hernan Gomez, Ntilikina, Semi Ojeleye, Thon Maker. Thon Maker, he normally turns out pretty good in these 2K franchises. Right here we have Trae Young for the Cyclones, Wiggins, Gallinari, Cauley Stein, Zach Randolph coming out of retirement, Marc Gasol, J.R. Smith, play off the Henny, Caruso, the GOAT, and Vince Carter. That's another good one. Al Horford for the Milwaukee Admirals, Ja Morant, Serge Ibaka, RJ Barrett, Malik Monk. That's another decent one. I don't mind that team. And the Admirals. I think they could be decent. I really like Morant. Baltimore Barons, we have Chris Paul and Kyle Lowry. Why would you pick 2 point guards? Your 2 best players. I imagine they'll run one of them at the 2 guard, but I don't see that working too well for them in Baltimore. They also have some pretty decent guys on the bench, younger guys. I don't really see that team doing so good. So here we are back at the Cannons. So that wraps up the rosters. Next I'll be showing you power rankings, preseason power rankings. We have the Legends first, the Renegades in second, Wolfpack third, Boston Pride 4th, the Los Angeles Impalas 5th, then the Los Angeles Flames in 6th. We'll see how that goes. After the Flames, looks like we have the Apollos, the Generals, the Capitals, the Firebirds, the Detroit Power, Milwaukee Admirals, Chicago Cyclones, New York Skyliners. I'm just going to let this roll through and just let y'all see all this. And the Pittsburgh Force coming very last. How about that? I actually have family in Pittsburgh. Been there plenty of times. Enjoy it there. Los Angeles Impala. Take note that this power rankings does show bias toward big market teams. So we'll see how that affects that going further on into the season. I will check up on these. I'll also be showing stats when I show the games. Next upload, I will have the kickoff, the kickoff the season, the first games. I'll maybe post on Twitter what games them will be. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at BrokeBoysYT. That'll be where all the information will be for this series. Also posted in the community tab on my channel. Not really worried about these rankings. Eric doesn't really know, like he doesn't look like he knows too much about basketball, to be honest. So as you've seen with the rosters, there's just a lot of parity going on in this league. I'll flip through some of the schedules right here, and we'll see some of these October 22nd games. I'll probably play some October 22nd and 23rd games, get them 2 games out of the way, and 2 days out of the way, and do stats and all that, and then upload. Then maybe skip a week or 2, and then do another upload after we skim a week or 2 of the sim. So that's all, guys. This is the NABL. Hope you guys are ready for this. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Peace.